If you want amazing fights, big, huge, and massive explosions, this is the genre to look into. But there is one issue that I find annoying when it comes to the power balance. Almost all the top animes that falls into this genre is kinda whack. Let me give you some examples. Dragon Balls. In my eyes, here how it goes. They fight, protagonist loses, then shout as loud as possible, transforms, defeats the enemies, wins and repeat. Naruto. Fight begins, gets a 7-episode flashback. Oh my, let me rephrase that. Boring flashback, then go to a training montage, learn a new technique, win the fight, rinse and repeat. Do you see what I'm getting at? Almost all the biggest and even new shonen animes falls into the same old problem. So instead of complaining, let me show you an anime where, in my opinion, is the anime that has the best power balance when it comes to its power mechanics. That it feels like I'm watching an esports game. That I wish that someone would please make a game out of this anime. Someone please make a game out of this anime, please.
It's not like you'll die if you lose today. Just go out there and do your best to carry out your plan.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, this final and fateful fight is fast approaching.
Let's run through our strategy one last time. First thing we do is head to Chica's location. Let's go win this final round.
Roger. All teams, commence transfer. All agents have been transferred. Each player starts in a randomly selected location at an equal distance from the others.
Looks like he's heading your way, Iko. 1 street to the west.
1 street west, copy. Well, I found Hughes.
They're behind you. Mishima's off the radar.
So how does the power mechanics works? Just like I mentioned earlier, it works like a game. They have a power energy called Trion.
Trion is produced by an invisible organ known as the Trion gland. Every human has a Trion gland next to the heart.
Basically, it works like mana in games.
You have no mana, bitch. You have no mana! Get the fuck out of here!
So the more Trion you have, the more weapons and attacks you could make. Now, we go to the weapons, which they call triggers. Why? I don't know, and I don't care. Sounds cool though.
Seems like Yuma's the better fighter right now.
Maybe, but not for long.
Ha! Ultimate Grasshopper!
Triggers acts the same way as loadout in games. Most of the characters equip one main trigger type, like a katana, a gun, shield, and some custom weapons. But what makes it more unique are the optional triggers that they can equip alongside their main weapons, like the Grasshopper, that lets you bounce around the map.
Ha! Ultimate Grasshopper!
Bagworm, that hides you from the enemy's radar.
He might choose to hide until he can meet up with his teammates.
Karauchi, you were absolutely right. Hughes has used his bagworm and disappeared off the radar.
Chameleon, the opposite of Bagworm, which makes you invisible, but radars can still track you. And this brings us to the biggest selling point of this anime, the best team battle fights I've ever seen, period. Compared to other animes where a group of protagonists are fighting a group or a single powerful villain, where mostly they just wait for the main protagonist to arrive at the very last moment, this anime heavily revolves on the team tactics, which means even if you are the most powerful person in the whole contest, you could be defeated by anyone, even by the weakest fighter. But there are some glaring issues about this anime. First, the animation is kinda average at most. The character designs are boring in my opinion. And also the pacing of the whole anime is kinda slow at the beginning.
How dare you speak to me that way?
So I totally understand if you decided to drop this show before getting into the amazing team battles. So would I recommend the show? If you want some intellectual fights where the character uses their brains while they fight and willing to look over the slow and average animations, I would highly recommend the show. To make it way more simpler to understand, this is the exact opposite of Demon Slayer, where everything is below average except for the amazing animations. This anime, everything is mid except for its outstanding power system and team tactics battles. That I wish that someone would make a game out of this show. It has the potential to be a big esports game, I guess. And that's it for this video. Like, dislike, comment, you know the drill. Thank you so much for watching.